Welcome to our renovation. This was our take of doing a combination of 2 units done right. So we found out my wife was pregnant with our 3rd kid, and she did what a lot of people do when that happens, is she said, hey, I think it's time we're gonna have to move to the suburbs. Serendipitously, my neighbor's unit came on the market, and I went and took a look and saw that a lot of the finishes were very similar to ours. So I told my wife, hey, listen, we're gonna buy the neighbor's unit, knock the wall down, and we'll get that space that you need.
Hi, welcome to our studio. We're located in the historic Monadnock building at the corner of Jackson and Dearborn. Come on into our space. My name is Mindy Villamontes, and I am the owner of M. Villamontes Architects, which is a small boutique practice located in downtown Chicago. We originally met Matt back in 2019 when we sold our West Loop condo. And from there, Matt's been a really great source of referrals for us as we've started to grow our business. We're very excited to be working on this new project, which is actually Matt's personal place. And he approached us a couple months back after he decided to purchase the unit next door to his. And we worked through the design to combine the 2 units and figure out what that connection would look like, and then design the new unit to have a feature wine wall and a mudroom foyer addition.
Well, whenever you renovate a unit and combine 2 units into one, the biggest problem that people run into is that there's no natural flow. Having a good flow to us was a big thing. So we want to try to think to ourselves, okay, what can we do to make sure that the transition between the units makes sense? So this is actually the old unit's door. So this was 1004's door. You'd walk in here, and this is where they had their coat closet. So we felt punching through our laundry room would be the best way to make this transition feel a little bit more natural. And because this would be a big hallway, we hired this company to build out all these beautiful built-ins. So not only does this give us extra storage, but I think it also ties the units together much better. We're still waiting on a bench, which God knows how long that's gonna take to come in. But we wanted this so like you would walk in here, you kind of have like a quote unquote like luxurious mudroom that gives you a bunch of extra storage, but also ties the 2 units together.
So just taking a look at the plans, one of the biggest challenges that we had on this unit was that the point to connect the 2 was through Matt's existing laundry room. And it came off of a hallway, then entered into the foyer. And what we didn't want to happen was the 2 units to feel really disjointed between each other. We wanted to have continuity between the 2 units, and we wanted it to ultimately feel like a single unit.
We were kind of just talking about the same thing, deciding more so on layout of furniture, because I had said I don't want it to feel like an exact copy of our one side of the house is already finished. So trying to make the 2 sides of the condo look and feel different, but it's hard because architecturally they are very symmetrical. This is from Mindy. It's what they're going to do on the entryway when we walk in, as far as storage and cabinets. And then I'd also just sent her like a random mood board of furniture and ideas that I was thinking about to try to get a vibe on what's happening in the space.
So within this area, the walls jogged quite a bit. So one of the things that we did was use a very upscale design for an entry foyer, kind of a urban take on what a suburban mudroom would look like. And we're using the millwork as a way to hide and conceal some of the jogs in the wall so that we get a nice clean surface. And as you're going from one unit to the other, you really don't recognize the fact that you're passing through kind of this transition zone. The other big area of focus is the wine tasting room. So obviously Matt is huge into wine. So this was a big focus area for him. And we wanted to make the wine wall really a feature statement. So we had started by kind of pulling imagery of both what that room would look like from a furniture side and how to integrate the wine as a backdrop into the existing kitchen. So we've removed the portion of the kitchen that originally had the range and the hood, and we've left the existing refrigerator and full height millwork panel cabinets on either side. So we're using that center portion to become a feature wall. It's going to be backlit with LED panels. There's going to be floor to ceiling glass doors along that. And then we decided to leave the island in place, and we kind of went back and forth in the beginning on what to do with the island. But again, we were trying to get as big of a departure as possible from what that existing kitchen looked like. And we certainly didn't want you to go from one side of the unit to the other and feel like you had a second kitchen. So we've been working with this company from the East Coast, who is fabricating a solid wood top that will replace the existing stone top that was on the island previously. It's gonna have beautiful waterfall sides, which is gonna be a nice dark contrast.
So again, we really want to make sure that this didn't feel like a kitchen. So we kept toying with the idea of, do we just take out the island and put like a big table here? Or how do we make this work? And we thought, okay, let's make it feel like a piece of furniture. But you can't keep a sink, because if you have a sink here, it kind of really will always feel like a kitchen. So we like champagne. We think it shows cool. So we decided to go with the ash wood, actual wood. So this is kind of like something you'd see on furniture itself, and then put in a champagne trough. So this way we can entertain really cool. You could put shellfish on here with different ice and everything like that. You can put plants in here, wherever you want. But again, the thought process was to make this feel like an upscale bar. So if we have guests come over and we're entertaining and the kids are kind of running around, we could watch them, but we can also hang out and kind of feel like we're in a nice, classy place. So when you walk from one side to the other, it does have like a really natural flow, because our original front door is over here. And when you turn the corner, this kind of feels like more of our original living space. So essentially, we were one of the first people to go under contract at Superior House. This side, we helped design and pick out all the finishes. And when we bought this place, one of the biggest problems I had was where I was going to put my wine wall. And the problem we were running into is that I have about a minimum of 500 bottles of wine at any given time. So we were having an extra 200 and something bottles laying around the house. So they were in every cupboard, in all the closet space. So a big thing for me is when we were like, hey, we're going to combine units and get extra space. I was like, great, well, now I can have my wine wall. The best part about this is that we have another primary bedroom now. But now when we have our in-laws come over, or any of our guests, or my wife's family comes by, we have a big bedroom for them. We have a walk-in closet, and you have another huge primary bath. So this is our, fifth full bath. So you have 5.5 total, you got your fifth full bath. So essentially, we thought the way that the unit ties together would make a lot of sense. When it costs a couple extra bucks to hire the right architects and designers to make sure that the flow would go well. And I think we've achieved it by making everything be on one floor and making this kind of feel like more of like a nice upscale basement. And it's tough to find 6 beds, 5.5 baths on one floor in Chicago. Renovations can be scary, but if you hire the right people, have a great vision, get a good game plan together, you can truly make something special.